Welcome, my Card Kit Club friends. So I am here for this month's Card Kit Club tutorial. It ended on March 10th for registration, and we were using the Wildflower Birthday paper set. So I will show y'all that in just a few moments, but these are the cards that is in your packet. How you will be able to create all of these. So I'm going to do the tutorial for them so that you can follow along with me, read your instruction sheet, and just keep on creating. At the end of the video, I'll also show you a few other ideas because you're going to have plenty of paper to keep on creating fun little cards. And with it being my birthday in March, I've been celebrating all month long with just birthday celebrations galore. So let me turn the camera down real fast so that we can get started on this. So I have been out of town like a lot the last couple of weeks. So I am late putting all of this together for you. So my apologies. I just got back Sunday from Raleigh, North Carolina. We had on stage convention. I'm going to show you these papers while I'm chatting away in your ear. And it was an absolute blast, you guys. I love going to these conventions that Stampin Up shares with us. Look at this paper, isn't it gorgeous? It has little gold accents to it. It's beautiful. They always just go above and beyond for everyone. Uh-oh, I showed you too. Okay, here we go. Let me flip that over, grab this one. And unfortunately though, I got a little bit under the weather. I think because I'd been traveling so much. I just caught some kind of little bug. It only lasted a few days, thank goodness, but I was definitely down and out, and it kept me from doing anything. See, isn't that beautiful? I love it. So pretty. So this is the paper that's in your set that you got, and then these are the little fun punch outs that I have in here, and I'm using these to create our cards that we're doing. And you've got 2 sheets of these, so you can just punch them out, and just they're real simple to adhere to your projects, and it's just a lot of fun. Now I will share the measurements. You also have the measurements on your, let me set this to the side. You also have your measurements on the tutorial sheet. So your designer paper in your packets aren't cut, but everything else is. So I'm gonna start with our first card, and it's gonna be with this one in the Coastal Cabana. It's so pretty, I love all the colors. I'm also using this plaster paint, a 3D embossing folder in one of the projects, and you will find it already done on there, and I'll show you a close-up in just a moment, along with the Birthday Celebrate. If you got the add-on kit to this is the stamp set that you can use along with these fun dies. So it's all just uber fun, uber adorable. This is again the card that we're going to put together. And it's very simple, but it gives that extra wow factor, don't you think? So I started with, let me slide this out, and we have our Coastal Cabana cardstock here, and it's 11 by 4 1/4, and then I scored it at 5 1/2. So you can go ahead and get that and fold it in half, just like so. And then you have your Wildflower Designer Series paper. Now, again, this one isn't cut out for you, so if you see one that you would rather use than this one, totally go ahead and do so. Your card is still going to turn out fun and cute. I love the little birthday cakes, and again, how they just accented the gold foil on these. Excuse me, it's just beautiful. And then on this side, you've got the real pretty pastel stripes. So cute. So this one's going to attach flat right on top of this paper. I've got the wrong card out, you guys. Hold, please. Wrong card. What am I doing? I don't know. This is the birthday cake one. Oops. Okay, pause. I'm putting together the wrong card for you. All right. Da-da-da. Okay. Let's get the right one out. I don't know what I got going on here. This seems like this is it, but I have the wrong color with it. So this is the color I need to have. Got all my stuff mixed up. Lordy, lordy. Okay. No, that is right. I got my stuff together. Really? Just bear with me. Here we go. Okay, wrong packet. Let's start from the top. We're going to use the Whisper White cardstock. And it is cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. That is all the same here. And then I have this designer paper, and I am still using the cake piece here. But I didn't, because I'm all confused. Let me see what the measurement was real quick. It's 3 by 5 1/2, which will be this one right here, and then this real pretty I think it's Pool Party, but it may be Coastal Cabana, and the pretty gold. See how it shimmers? Isn't that just beautiful? Okay, so this one you're gonna have to have the 5 1/2 strip. And then this one I did at 2 inches. It's gonna overlap this one just a little bit, but that's fine. I also took a piece of the gold specialty paper at 1 inch by 5 1/2, because it's going to be tucked right behind this piece right here. And then it's gonna all be layered on. So let me get my handy dandy multi-purpose glue out first. And I'm just gonna go, let me get up in the camera for you. Just do a thin line down. Now remember, don't squeeze real heavy when you're using this glue, guys, because if you do, it's just gonna ooze out real thick, and you don't necessarily need a lot of that glue. There you go. Okay. Now this will be laid flat onto the card, but we're gonna attach this piece first. So I'm gonna go all around the edge real light, just like so. And it doesn't really matter which way you want these little scallop pieces to go. That's completely up to you, but I'm gonna do them where they're facing outward. Let me make sure it's tucked to the side there. And then I'm gonna add my glue to this other piece to attach to the top. Just like this. Okay, there we go. So that's how you have it going on. I'm gonna actually, let's scoot this down just a hair so I can stay in with the camera with you guys, because I feel like I'm really reaching across the table to attach this fun little card. All right, so I have a piece of this little banner, and it was in this die set. So whether or not you got the dies or not, you already have this little piece. I'm going to use, if you didn't get the stamp set, however, you can always stamp something else on there. I'm using the blueberry bushel is what I'm going to stamp with, and I'm going to stamp the hooray about to the center here. So let's do our blueberry bushel. Let me turn it around so I can maybe, hopefully, see what I'm doing. I love this. It's such a rich, beautiful blue color. Isn't that pretty? I love that. See? Very, very nice. And then the next one I did was the For You. And let me see if I can find my pieces. So then that way we can get them on here. This one's a little bit more tricky because I guess I need to make sure that I put it on here in the right order so it stamps right. Otherwise I'll be stamping on it backwards. Oh no, I just touched it and got ink all over it. It's gonna be fine. I hate that. Okay, let me see. There. Minus my little ink smudge. So there's my For You. Now let's put this to the side. Now I'm using that blueberry bushel with all of the cards and the stamping because it just goes on there so well. It matches beautifully. Now when I add the banner, hang on, I'm just putting a little bit on this piece of the banner because I'm gonna have it hanging off one side a little bit. So I want this side of my little banner just to hang off enough, like so. So that's how it's gonna be. Next, you'll want to take, in your little packet, you'll punch out a couple of these little beautiful flowers. I did dimension them on there. So take your dimensions, and they're gonna hang off the top a little bit, but I'm going to just do, let me see. Get him on there just how you want him. And I would actually kind of put it to where you're not, try to not cover up your flowers. Sorry, your letters. But it should fit on there quite nicely because it's gonna hang off the corner just a little bit. I'm getting this ink all over me. What in the world? Now this one's gonna also be dimensioned on top of him. So I wonder if I can peel that up just enough to turn it so I can cover up some of that blue ink. I hope. It's like once you get a color on you, it smudges onto everything. Have you ever had that issue before? It is like, struggle is real. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get him on there just so. All right, that's fine. Okay, so the only other thing now is I'm gonna take this little piece of ribbon here. It's this gold mesh ribbon. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if you can see it real well, but it is, I love it. It's super wide and it works just about on anything. So how I do it, okay, since I moved my flower, my dimensions are all in the wrong spot, but we'll make this work. Take you a piece of tear tape though, and you're going to add it to the back of your piece right here, about on the side that you put your flowers. Just push it down and peel that little piece of paper off, and then just squinch your little piece of mesh ribbon, kind of like you're pinching into a bow or whatnot. And then you're going to just stick him on the back where you think he would look good. And then the tear tape will hold him in place until you're ready to adhere him to the front of your card. So can you see that? Barely. I'm going to dimension the back of this as well. So let me move him around a little bit. So add some dimensions to the back of your little banner, and then we will stick him on the card. Just like that. I'll go ahead and put one right there. And we'll put one on the center just to kind of give him all the safe keeping. All right, these little pieces. All right, so that's how it looks. I'll get you up right. And then you just slide your card, and I'm having him kind of close to the top there, off-centered a little bit, and then just push it down. And that's all you do with that. Take your fun little party dots. These went perfectly with the this stamp set, or this paper set. Absolutely loved it. Get my handy dandy pick tool. And I love also that these guys are different sizes. So you've got your big and then your medium and small. So I'm gonna add one right here, and then I'm gonna come back and add another one right there. You can add it anywhere you want, and that's it. It's so cute and fun, but it definitely gives that wow. I also punched out a little cupcake on the inside, but you can put whatever you want, or even stamp another sentiment on the inside. And then there you go. That's your first card. Okay, well, let me move this out of the way and see if we can start and collect the right one next. So the next one, let's see if I do this, see if we can get it right. That was so funny. So we got our blueberry bushel card. Here it is. Here it is. This is the one we're doing. Right? And so it has this fun little flap fold to it. Fun, I know, right? So that's what we're gonna do next. So you get this little packet out and go ahead and get your pieces collected up. So this piece right here was, this is the blueberry bushel, and it's 8.5 by 4 1/4, and then it's scored at 5.5 here. So let me push that down. Oh my goodness, excuse me. I am doing so much better, guys, but I know you can probably still hear it a little bit in the way I'm talking. The second little blue piece is 8.5 by 3 1/4, and it's scored at 5. So when you put that one down, it's gonna actually fold like this, I believe. Let me make sure I put this together right. Yeah. Okay, so then we have our little designer pieces. This one's one of the ones that you're just going to cut out, that's got all the different shapes on it that you could utilize different ways. And then I have a full big sheet of the DSP, and that one is the 4.5 by 5.5, and this one's going to go right here on this big flap on the inside. Now if you want, you can switch it over and change up the colors. That's always up to the user. I'm going to go ahead and attach him like so. I want to get all these pieces in the right spots the first time. Well, let me see. Still got some moving room. That glue's tricky though, guys. Once it gets down, you can't move it too many more times because it's stuck. All right. So that's how we have our card front so far, or the shape. And then you're going to have two pieces that are the same size, and they are 2 3/4 by, or sorry, they're 3 by 4. Well, which one am I looking at? 2 3/4 by 4. Oh my goodness, I am all over the place. Now that one's going to actually go right here on this side, right? One of them is going to go right there. So I'm flipping it over this time because I want to give a little bit of a contrast difference, but it would be really cute to use it the other way as well. So add it on there. And this other one, let me make sure before I tell you wrong. It's been a while since I looked at this. Yeah, it goes on the inside of that same flap. Again, I'm going to keep it folded, or I'm going to keep it on the opposite side without all the fun shiny stuff. But I would love to see you play with it and show me your design, because that would be so much fun. Okay, so that is coming together. Now on the next piece, you have this, but you want to stamp on it before you attach it, because otherwise it's going to just maybe a little lumpy, it may not go on right. I mean, there's all the things that could actually mess up on there, so I would hate that for y'all. So let me get my stamp set back out, and I'm going to get the happy birthday. Let me stick him on, and then let me put this for you back up and get the happy. Oh my goodness. If you have the opportunity and you're a demonstrator watching this and to get to go to on stage, you should so do so. It was so much fun. One, I've never been to Raleigh, and two, it was just like all the demonstrators and the seeing new, old friends and meeting new ones. It was absolutely amazing. Okay, that turned out not too shabby. Let's see what the happy can do. All right. Whoops. No, let's not move it too much. Perfect. Love it. See? Ta-da-da. Very cool. All right, let me go ahead and close this back up because it's being evil to me. It's like if I touch it, it gets all over me. So next, this little piece is going to go on the inside, but I want to go ahead and put this on first. So it's going to actually go all the way to this edge here, just like so. But you'll want to do it open so that you can see where it lines up, because I want to make sure that it's centered. So I'm going to put it on this side, but I'm going to add the glue to the piece of cardstock versus adding it to the designer paper, because I don't want to put too much glue and then have all that left over. So let's see how we line this up. I'm gonna go for it. And it's just a little bit over still. I mean, it ain't gotta be perfect, but you know, we try. Okay. Make sure I didn't put it on upside down. That would have been terrible too. So that's how it would look right now. And then you're going to take your next piece, and that's going to go on the inside. Wait, let me see which way I'm going here. I'm so confused. Okay. So now you're going to need 2 white pieces in your packet, and those 2 little pieces were the 3 by 4 3/4. So that little piece is going to go right here on the inside. Again, if you're wanting to stamp anything, go ahead and do that before you attach it. I don't believe I stamped on the inside of these. I did not. But if you want to, that would be a lot of fun. So let me get my glue on. Now one of them is going to go on this opposite side here. You have plenty of room to write your sentiments and or stamp on there. And then on the other one, it's going to go on the opposite side. Just like this. So fun. And then once you close it, if I can pick it up, it's now that little flap. So we're going to attach it to the inside of this one. And I want to, when I add this one, I'm going to make sure that it's centered on this one big piece. And that way it just leaves a little bit on each side, but it just cohesively all flattens out together. So let me go ahead and add some glue to this back piece of the blueberry bushel. Don't want him to go anywhere. And then you want to, like I said, center him up in this bottom base piece. And you can go ahead and move the flap around just so that way you can see it and make sure that it all goes together like that. So that's how it's looking. So you open it this way and then you open it that way. So cute. And it's just a little simple extra fold, but it's not like over the top with things. So on here I punched out some little flowers that I added just on the inside here to the one corner, and I would lay them flat. So I didn't do the stamping, I just adding a little bit of extra. And I mean, there's tons of things to choose from in your little packet, so it's always fun to just, you know, have your free creative juices in what you're creating. Now the final thing at the front of your card is taking your little ribbon, and you can do a double bow and stick on there. So then that way I have this fun little one that I punched out. Well, if I can hold him, because it has the little yellow, can you see that? Super tiny. But I'm going to add, like I did earlier, I'm going to add a little piece of tear tape first. And this helps hold the ribbon in place. And then after I get this on there, I'm going to add a couple of dimensions, just so then that way it gives that extra little pop at the top. So that's kind of how I got it right now. And then let me add a dimension, and that's all I did to this little card right here. This card number 2 is almost done. If I can just figure out where I set the dimensions. Goodness gracious. All right, let's just slide these little guys out. They're up here somewhere, I promise, now that I'm full swing in a video. So if you're using little ones, then you'd probably want to put 2, maybe 3 dimensions. If you're using big dimensions, 1 fits perfect on there. So you can just kind of tweak it into place. And then I just kind of stuck it close down here by the birthday. And then get your, oh, I found the dimensions. Get your embellishments. And then you add a couple of embellishments, and you are done with this cute little card. And it's sure to put a smile on your someone's face, especially because it's handmade by you. We are made to inspire, handmade, guys. That's what we do. So that's card number 2. Okay, set him to the side. Let's see which one's next. The next one, da-da-da, will be this cute little guy. Love it. I actually, with this gold Celebrate, I brought back in when we came out with the Thoughtful Moments, it was an embossing folder and dies, and that's where I got the Celebrate from. This is such a fun little set because it's got so many sayings on it, but you not only can you emboss your words, you can also die cut them out. So that's a fun little tad note, and that's what I used on this one. So we'll slide this little batch back over here because this was the one I pulled out first and we didn't even need it. So, all right, this is where our Coastal Cabana come in at. Let me go back to Coastal Cabana. Here we are. Okay. Now this one I used when I showed you that embossing folder at the beginning. Look at that. Can you see that? It's so, I love that. It's such a pretty, I don't even know. There you go. Now you can see it. Such a pretty texture. I love how thick it is. So that's, and to me it reminded me of icing. It's real thick like icing, right? You see that icing feel? If you made cakes, cupcakes, or cookies, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we have our Coastal Cabana, and it's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then we took our designer series paper, and I'm using the cake, the one with the cakes and the little shiny gold stands, and it was cut at 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So let's go ahead and attach him. Like so. Happy first day of spring, by the way, guys. It's such a beautiful day. It's a little cool here in Texas, but it's a beautiful sunshiny day. I hope that y'all are staying safe from the fires. I know everywhere is getting fires lately. This next piece is from the gold foil sheet, and it's 3 by 4 1/4. Now I'm going to add these next 2 layers, like this one right here. I'm going to add both of these onto the card front flat. So if you want to go ahead and get those pieces, this one was the 3 by 4 1/4, and then the white piece that's going on top of it that I embossed is 4 2 3/4. So let's go ahead and add it, and then you just, this is a really simple, I mean, you just center it in the front, still giving you the beautiful background border, And the reason I like to put this one on flat is because it's already got so much texture to it. I just feel like the dimensions would just give too much. I think that it's simple and more. So let me make sure it's pressed down really good. All right, stick it to the side. This one's super easy, y'all. Get your little birthday cake out. Find your little birthday cake. Let's add some dimensions to the back of him. I'm gonna do here and here. Now with that one having such a small piece at the bottom where the stand is at, I'm gonna cut my dimension in half and stick him on there. Well, if I can get it off, there it goes. Maybe. I know I cut it in half. Maybe not quite enough. Okay, sticking right there in the center. I'm definitely wanting to add dimension to this. So add the dimensions and then just put your cake right in the center of your little square piece there, just like so. Now I gave you quite a bit of the excuse me, y'all, the gold twine. So you can either tie yourself a bow or just wrap it around your fingers a few times, and then you'll pinch it in the center, and you're going to, just like I was saying earlier, you can put you a piece of white tear tape on the back of it and stick it on, or lay that thing right in the center of about where you're gonna want him and stick a dimension on top. This one's a lot thinner and it will stay pretty well, just how you want it. And then add you a couple of more. I might have to cut this one down. It's because up there by the sea, it's a little smaller. Yeah, perfect. Flip him over and then just stick him right there closer to the bottom or wherever you would like, and then ta-da! Wasn't that simple? Get your fun little embellishments back out. I'm going to change the color up on this one and add this one in the pool party, or Coastal Cabana, I'm sorry. They both look almost the same, but they're very much different. So that's it. You've got so fun. And then of course I have this piece that goes on the inside. I didn't keep my strip out for here, but I'll go ahead and attach this just so that it kind of completes this one. But take your little strip that I had in there and it goes on the bottom or the top of your card. You can also, since you're the one trimming it, you can also do it down the side if you would rather. Just cut it a little bit longer than the sheet across, than 4 1/4. But that's it. That one's very simple, right? And fun, and it definitely gives that wow factor. Love it. Okay, one more. The last one, and it's using this beautiful Pretty in Pink cardstock. And I have the fun little twine, or this fun mesh ribbon again. I've really combined quite a bit with it. And then on the inside, I just took that strip like I was saying on the other one and added it right here. You can stamp your sentiment or just have plenty of room to write. Now this little piece here actually came from the inside on the one sheet that's got the different designs on it. I cut this little tag out so then that way he was we could use him this way. So let me get this stuff out for you real quick, or get it set. Let me get it separated so we have all of our little pieces going. I'll put my strings and stuff over here so that they all match. I got my little banner, my little balloons and flowers. This is the pieces that go on the inside, and then the piece on the outside. So, excuse me. I'm gonna go ahead and take the 4 1/4 by 5 and add, because this is the piece that goes on the inside. We're gonna go ahead and get him out of the way. What do you say? Doing my stuff backwards. So that just kind of goes down the center like that. And it's only about 1 inch long, or 3 1/4 actually. And then I'm gonna put it on the inside. We'll get him out of the way all together, because I'm not stamping on the outside of him. Here we go. Perfect. All right, so now this little gingham piece here, now it has the real pretty, you can do this side if you would think you'd like it. But see how shimmery, I love it, it's just beautiful paper. But I'm gonna use the gingham side, and we're going to put some dimensions on the back of it. Just like so. And take these little papers off. I don't know about you, I end up with these things. Anytime I'm working in my craft room, I end up with them things all over the place. They follow me all through the house. Sometimes even in my hair, shoes, it's funny. Okay, there's that. I didn't get, let me grab my little hole punch real quick, because we're gonna need to punch a hole for the tag. I'm gonna try this one out, because it's our new one. But it came in a set of 3. It's a 1/8 inch hole. I didn't trim off the, right here when you cut it, I just kind of cut the squares, but I'm gonna trim right down the side here to get the little white pieces off. Like that. Well, that's kind of funny looking. Wonder why it didn't go all the way down. There. Okay, so now we have our cute little tag, and I love it because it's already a tag. All you had to do was cut it out. Now I'm gonna punch me a little hole. Let me see if I can eyeball this in here, just so. But if you have any kind of hole punch, guys, it works perfect. So I used the Pretty and Pink ribbon. This is our beautiful in color ribbon. So let's go ahead, and how I weaved this one through, I just stuck it through, and then I used the other ribbons in the pack to tie around it. I do tie ribbons all different kinds of ways most of the time. Just depends on what project I'm making. And you may have to trim this down a little bit, but I do not want to trim it until I'm completely finished putting my card together. So let's go ahead. I don't know that I could do them both at the same time, so I'm gonna just use this one first and tie it around the bottom of this to hold it in place. And just tie it in a knot. You can do a bow if you want to, but I think a knot gives it the same cute little look. And then I'm gonna take the little Pretty and Pink piece. Boy, I definitely made it kind of small to work with. Da, 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 da. Maybe. Just like that. And so now, I'll take some scissors and trim that up, but that's kind of how you have it. It holds it in place, gives it the perfect little look that I'm going for. You can take your balloon and use your adhesive and go ahead and attach him to the front. You know what I did not do? Hopefully oh no, I ain't attached it yet. I was getting worried. Thought I forgot to attach a piece. Okay, So just kind of add him on there just about where you want him. So cute. Now let's go ahead before we go any further and do our stamping before we finish assembling. Okay. So the next one is your day. So let me put these up and grab out your day. Now this one might be a little tricky to, and you can stamp anything on it unless if you don't have this stamp set, but let me see if I can line it up perfect. Does that work? No, I got it backwards. It'll say day your. There we go. That'll work. We're fixing to find out. It's a little spaced out, but it's fine. I am going to attach it with dimensions, so go ahead and put you some dimensions on the back. I'm going to go do 4, 3. But before I attach him, I think, let me see how he lines up on here. Yeah, so you're just going to put him kind of closer to the bottom, just like so. And I took the little blueberry bushel piece. This is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And he's gonna line up right behind it, just like so. So I'm gonna add a little bit of adhesive to him. And then we will attach it to the card. So just flip it over and you can kind of see about where you wanna put him. And then just make sure that it's lined up to your liking. Just like that. And there you go. What do you say? So awesome. Now I attached this on here flat. So let's go ahead and add your adhesive to the back of your tag. Just like that. And then you put him on there. Just like so. Got him flat. Great. So cute. So cute. All right, let me trim off the top because I don't want too much sticking off, just enough to have a little bushel. And then you attach your embellishments and you are done. So fun. I love it. Okay. Here you go. And here you go. And that's it. Oh no, it ain't it. We forgot one thing. Sorry. You have your little, I took the little blue flower and I added him on top of the balloon right there, just to kind of give the extra. So one more time, let me show you these. There's that one. And then we had that one. And then we had this one. So I hope you had fun creating these. And let me show you just a few more ideas that you can also do with the same pack because you have plenty of extra paper. So here's one that I did with the Make-A-Wish, and I used the Pretty in Pink cardstock on it. And then I did this one where it actually opens up like this and it holds a little gift card. And I have a tutorial for that one as well if you look through. And then there was this one. Cute, I know. I love it so much. And then I did this one, same thing, but just a different deal. And then I used this one. So see, there is so many different ways you can create with this pack, and they are so bright, so cheerful. I just absolutely love them. But thank you for joining me, and I look forward to sharing next month's tutorial with you. And until then, you just keep on creating, and y'all be safe.